caliber of those guys, and not just Victor and Cody, but also Jordan Halls and Derek Elston and Christian Watford. One guy's not going to make up for that, so we have to do it collectively as a group. We've got to be even better defensively, we've got to be even better on the boards, and we've got to take even better shots.
Tim, is it weird not having those guys around, especially guys like Watford and Halls that have been here for so long, such staples of the program?
We miss those guys, there's no question about that, not only as basketball players, but even more so as people. And I think one of the keys to our recent success has been the way the locker room is, but I think that culture has continued with the group that we've brought in. They may not know each other as well, but they all have the same type of character, and they all get along really well. I thought they connected and they bonded pretty well once they got to campus, and that's been one of the biggest keys for us in having our success, along with continuing to improve our talent level and our skills.
How do you expect this team to be just different stylistically? I mean, you've obviously just got a lot of different type of players, a lot of new guys. How is this team just going to work differently than the one you had last year?
Well, I would say what we would try to do, even if we had the exact same team back from a year ago, is we'd continue to try to play faster. We would continue to try to be aggressive defensively and turn people over and deflect the ball. And I think we're going to be a little bit more athletic than we've been in the past. We're going to be a little bit longer. So we may be a little bit more disruptive on the defensive end, and we may be able to get out and go a little bit more. But as you well know, in order to run, it's not just about athleticism. It's about discipline. It's about toughness. It's about being willing to get out and sprint, not only at the beginning of the game, but also in the final 5 minutes of the game. And that's the stuff that we'll continue to try to reinforce.
How far along are these guys in terms of understanding, college basketball and understanding what they need to do? I mean, it's obviously early for a lot of them. What kind of progress did you see in that regard in summer and fall workouts so far?
I would say we've made really good progress. I think what they all have to adjust to is the intensity level at the collegiate level. We probably put our bigger guys in different situations than they've been in high school, in that we try to develop all of their skills. We don't just play them with their back to the basket. We try to get them out on the floor, get them to handle the ball, put them in pick and rolls, not only in setting the screens, but also coming off them. Not that they'll necessarily be in that, but it'll stretch them and give them more confidence out on the floor and to handle the ball. So I think they've gotten acclimated with that. I think the way everything is set up now, with them being able to start in the summer once they get here for classes, it's really helped them adapt much quicker by the time they get back and we start up school and we start up the preseason.
What do you think the expectation is of this team and with all these new guys?
Well, I would say what it should always be is improving on a daily basis, trying to expand their games and expand themselves as people on a daily basis. It's so early yet to even start looking at as the games come, but we want to be a contender again in the Big Ten. The Big Ten's going to be a terrific league once again this year, like it was last year. And so we've got to continue to push that mindset, continue to emphasize the things that you have to do in order to be champions. But in order to do that, you've got to take care of the things day to day that make you better.
What is this year going to require differently from Will? Obviously he's the one guy that's been around the longest. He's been through a lot, and has been kind of in a different role in terms of being a leader before. How does he kind of have to change, with this group, and now that more people are looking up to him?
I think he's got to incrementally get better in terms of stepping outside of who he is as far as the leadership role is concerned. Being a little bit more vocal, being able to give guys directives and tell them what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. And I've seen that. It's just got to continue to grow and develop and get better consistently. I think that Will is a tremendous slasher, cutter. He can really shoot the basketball, and I think where he's got to continue to grow and develop, which he has, is understanding when to drive and kick, when to drive and make the play, and just continue to be a better decision maker.
When you talk about stepping outside of who he is, what do you think? How do you sort of view what his identity was, on this team in the last couple of years, and how does he kind of what does he have to do to expand that, I guess?
I would say just being more vocal, expanding that part of it. And I've seen guys grow and develop in that regard. When Cody came, Cody wasn't the most talkative guy on the floor, and then Cody went from being more talkative to doing a better job of projecting his voice. And I think being more consistent with it in regard to Will and being more vocal.
How does Lou Fisher come in and compare to Cody when he came in?
I don't think that there's any comparison to Cody Zeller with Luke Fisher, other than they look a lot alike. You want him to get out and run the floor like he did, but they are different players. And I think that Luke's got to continue to grow and develop and understand how we want to play. Cody did too. Cody was a fast learner. I think that Luke is a quick learner. I think he understands winning, which is very important. I think that he's going to be able to help us score the ball down on the block, but also get to the point where he can command the double team and get open shots for other people. But, Cody was pretty special, and Cody made a tremendous difference as soon as he got here and really helped our team, so I wouldn't want to put that kind of an expectation on anybody that's new coming in here.
How much will the show